Piers Morgan, welcome to Success Decoded.
Well, what a great title.
Oh, do you like it?
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I was like, well, you had me at Success.
Well, you are the man, Piers Morgan.
Thank you.
Everybody watches.
I really like this
everything
interview
you do.
already.
Yeah. Success. Tell me about your morning routine because I'm very interested about your morning routine.
My morning routine, I get up early. So it doesn't matter what time I've gone to bed. I think it's when I did the morning show for 5 years. It completely wrecked my entire sleeping pattern. So
Yes.
I'm normally up by 5:30.
Wow.
I like it when there's no one else around.
Okay.
I can get a lot of caffeine inside me. I have a coffee and I have a pot of tea.
Mm-hmm.
This is if I'm in the UK. I'll read about 5-6 newspapers.
Okay.
I'm very old school. I used to run a newspaper in Britain. So I like the feel. I like the thud of a pack of papers hitting my doorstep. And I get 4 or 5 of them in the UK when I'm there, or I read them online if I'm out.
Yeah.
I just like to know what's going on. So then I get on social media, X in particular. What have I missed?
Okay.
What's happened in the sleeping hours that I should have got excited about? And then I start making calls to my team, the Uncensored team. It really depends where I am. If I'm here, obviously all the time differences and so on.
Yeah.
But we try and have a sort of mid-morning proper go through what we've got planned for the show. We tape it twice a week for 3 or 4 hours.
Okay.
And it can be incredibly varied. I mean, literally last night I did 4 hours and it included a big American debate about the Biden book that all Washington's talking about. It included a long interview with the Israeli ambassador to the UK that got very fiery. Okay. I then heard that Suge Knight of Tupac fame, who was next to Tupac when he got assassinated, was in his prison cell and wanted to call me and do a live interview, which we did. Which was pretty surreal. Then Oscar Pistorius' father got an interview with him, and he wanted to talk about a number of things, including the rift he has with his son. So it was a really varied, eclectic mix of stuff, a lot of which I had very little warning or a chance to prepare for. So you've got to be a little bit flying by the seat of your pants, which I like, actually. So, we prepare for that, and then I would go in on a Monday and Wednesday. We'd do 3 or 4 hours of the filming. We rolled it out over a YouTube schedule. So that's the kind of average bog standard week. But that's until something happens.
Okay.
And, if something happens, then, Cristiano Ronaldo says, Piers, I'm ready for our 3rd interview. I'm on a plane. Off I go. Everything gets dropped. And the beauty of doing a YouTube show is you can film it from anywhere.
Yes.
So we just have to find a studio where we can put our screen up behind and off I go again. So I love the freedom. Now I own my own channel. I'm my own boss. Yeah. I've got my team. I actually use the same studio in London I used to have before, but we rent it now off News UK. So, an average day is that, but I don't have many average days.
Right.
So it's really like, as you know, if you're in the kind of remotely in the news business, stuff happens.
All the time.
Your sister, Yalda, is one of the finest broadcast news journalists in England.
Yes.
She's always on Plays and because everything changes.
Absolutely.
And you know that.
I do. How do you stay sharp all the time?
Caffeine. A lot of caffeine.
How do you like your coffee?
Very strong. I actually really like the Moroccan coffee they do.
Right.
Yeah, in the Mandarin. It's really nice. I just caffeine myself. When I'm doing the show, they have strict instructions. I must have a tea or coffee every 45 minutes.
Yes. Well, you are the epitome of success. But what do you think nobody tells you about success, for example?
Well, the bottom line with success is there are a lot of talented people.
Yeah.
The real trick is to find an ability to nurture and develop the thing you have a talent for. A lot of people just never do. Yeah. They never actually discover what they're talented at. That's why I always say to people, keep trying things. You may not have found what you're good at yet. You might think you're good at this, or this, but maybe you turn out to be the world's best juggler. You just never knew it. And I did that when I judged talent shows in America's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent. Most random backstories sometimes where people have gone 30, 40 years without ever doing what they're on stage for. And next thing, they're in Vegas with their own show. So I just think that you've got to find what you're good at. Because then work doesn't seem like work. Yeah. Right? I bet you don't ever think you work for
No, it doesn't
it's
feel
fun,
that
right?
way.
I don't think I work. It's great fun. Compared to people who put a proper shift in. My brother was a British Army colonel, I mean, that's work.
Yeah.
So I think that. Then I think you're never going to get to really maximize your talent if you don't put the yards in.
Yeah.
Nobody that I've ever interviewed who's really made it has ever done it on the sly, right? Where they've taken shortcuts and they haven't put the hours in. almost all the people who are the greatest at what they do, Cristiano Ronaldo, he's just relentless machine when it comes to taking care of himself, working out, diet, fitness, mental strength, all that kind of thing. I had an interview once with Michael Phelps, the swimmer.
Yeah.
Greatest swimmer in Olympic history by miles. And I said, what makes you the greatest? And he said to me, you know what, why don't you go and re-interview all of my competitors and all the other Team America. It was in 2012 for the London Olympics. I was at CNN, interviewed all of the Team America group. And if you go back and ask them all, have they ever gone 5 consecutive years without a single day of training? And if they have, come back to me. He said, I can tell you they didn't.
Wow.
And he said, and nor did any of my opponents. And he said, I went 5 consecutive years, 365,
all the time.
6 to 8 hours training every single day. And he said, if you want to be the best, that's what it takes. The sacrifice, no birthday parties, no weddings, no funerals, no christenings, no Christmas, no Thanksgiving. It was full on. But, I told Ronaldo that story and he went, yes, that's it.
So
if you miss one day, you lose your edge. And this is what these guys are like. They're just on a different level of sacrifice and training and hard work. Now, not everyone should do that. But I think the message I've always got from all these people is you don't get it by not putting the hard yards in. Nobody does.
How do you find what you're good at, do you think? How did you find out?
I just wanted to always be one of the big journalists. From the age of 6 or 7, my mother remembers me reading the paper, which is weird for a 6-year-old kid who should be out playing conkers in the garden or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know what conkers are?
No. It's a very British thing, isn't it?
Conkers are like those little brown giant acorn things you get that fall off trees.
Oh, yes, of course.
And then you used to tie them to a bit of rope and you'd smash an opponent's conker. It's called conkers. Yeah. But instead of doing that, I was reading the paper, finding out what was going on. So I just wanted to be a journalist. And then tried a few things just, to earn a bit of money in my teens, which just cemented the fact, I just have to be a journalist. This is in my blood. Wow. I just want to do it. So my grandfather had done a bit of investigative journalism. There was a bit of it on my father's side. It was like, okay, I'm made to do this. And every day ever since has been a joy simply because I never look upon it as work. You get difficult days, but I never think, God, I've got to work today. I never feel that. And the number of people who do must be ginormous. And you think, God, how lucky am I?
Do you do anything sort of spiritual to keep yourself grounded?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, no. That's so British of you.
No, not really. I watch sport really.
Okay.
I mean, I love watching sport.
Yeah.
So if it's cricket or football, I'm a massive Arsenal fan. I can watch any sport. I can watch darts. I can watch snooker. I can watch curling, that Scottish thing with the roll thing.
Oh my gosh,
down.
yes.
I can watch anything. Sport is my kind of switch off. It's the only time I probably really do switch off work.
Right.
If Arsenal are playing anywhere in the world, everything stops. I've never missed a ball kicked, really. I mean, 1 or 2 exceptions maybe, but I try and the whole schedule is arranged around Arsenal.
Right. Well, I was going to ask you how you do unwind.
I like going to nice restaurants.
Okay.
Since I've been in Dubai, like I went down to Salt Bay's place, which was great.
Yes, I saw that. How was it?
Fantastic. He's just a great showman. He's a gastronomic showman. I love him. And he just is always high energy. He does it all with such style and panache. The food's great. It's just a great night out. So I've had a really good time just eating out well. And that kind of thing, just seeing friends, having fun, anything that slightly distracts you from thinking about news 24/7. Otherwise, I would just watch cable news all the time.
When was the first time you heard about Dubai?
Well, in 2008, I did a documentary here. Yeah. So I came out here for about 3 weeks, I think, for ITV in the UK, a big network there. And it was fascinating because it was all on the rise. And I did this whole film about what an amazing place, the vision, the excitement. It's all going to be the greatest thing. It's going to be the Vegas in the Arabian desert and so on. And then the financial crash happened, almost before it even came out.
Yeah.
And everything that I was talking about just came to a shuddering halt. And it's amazing to come back 16 years later. I've been on transit, but I've not been into Dubai again.
Wow.
To see the scale of it and to hear the ambition, to see the reality of that vision. The Burj Khalifa wasn't even finished. I was taken up in a rickety cage on the side.
Crazy.
And
you haven't been back now since.
I hate heights.
Oh, really? Me too.
Keep it quiet.
Okay.
I hate heights, so that was my idea of utter hell. I
Wow.
didn't tell the guy I was with at the time, but it was mesmerizing. I mean, just the skyline, just the sheer kind of excitement. And I've got so many friends who live out here now
Yeah.
who just thought, you know what, the weather, the beaches, the restaurants, the bars, the fun, the industries that are all now thriving here, the real estate, all of it is fantastic. So I can quite understand the appeal.
Do you think the rest of the world could learn a thing or two from
I
the
just think
UAE?
the rest of the world could learn a lot from the Middle East. That for a long time, people in the West thought that sort of the Middle East was slightly medieval,
Yeah.
and that somehow it was all incredibly draconian, and you couldn't lead normal lives, all this kind of thing. And partly going back in history, there's an element of truth to that.
Yeah.
But you look at it now. I've just in the last 3 months been to Riyadh, I've been to Qatar, I've been to here, obviously. Just the excitement in the air, the drive, the ambition, the collective will of the region to show the world what the region can do
Yeah.
for itself now. I just think it's very intoxicating. And people who haven't been have a very warped idea of what it's actually like here. I mean, you
Yeah.
know better than anyone. You've been living here.
Yeah.
But I found it everywhere I've been in the Middle East recently. It's just been very, very dynamic. And I don't feel that in my country. If anything, we've gone backwards. So I think that when you come here, you feel like everyone's kind of on a mission.
Yeah.
Let's get up and go in the morning and let's make things happen and let's build things. And I mean, I love the story of Sheikh Mohammed with the Burj Khalifa. He wouldn't approve the plan until the plan eventually said it's 40% higher than the tallest building in the world.
Yeah.
And at that point, he went, now we do it. In other words, we're going to be not just a little bit better than the rest. We're going to be so far above them, they'll probably never catch us.
Wow.
I love that
100%.
ambition.
It is honestly, Dubai and the UAE is just a hub where it kind of teaches you almost to grow and think bigger. And that space is really there
Yes.
for people to grow.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah. Tell me this, Piers, you always seem so confident. Do you or have you ever had imposter syndrome? Because I know especially a lot of women.
Absolutely not.
Oh, you know.
That's
What's your
another thing
secret?
that I don't even know what that means. I mean, I just think so many people do not back themselves.
Yes.
And that's why people like me who are cocky little chances, we do very well because there's a big opening for people who do back themselves.
Yeah.
And I grew up with a very strong-willed family. My mother was a very strong character. My grandmother was like, and they just taught us to believe in yourself. And they supported us completely. You've got to have a supportive family, but also it's got to come from within. Just back yourself. If you don't back yourself, why should anybody else? This might always be my philosophy. And you're going to fail a few times. Don't be afraid to fail.
Yeah.
Just take risks, take chances, try, push yourself, challenge yourself. And if it doesn't work, move on. If I've ever had a big sort of failure or something, I just count to 10 and then go and, see some mates and watch a bit of cricket.
You don't talk to yourself in the mirror like, Piers, you can do it.
No.
No.
I don't think I probably have done that. But it's more like, Piers, you can do it.
You
look,
know you
and a
can.
wink.
Yeah. Do you have any close celebrity friends that you talk to often who kind of give you assurance or...
I mean, Cristiano
Yeah.
is a good friend of mine. We talk quite a lot.
Wow.
He's got an amazing mental strength, which
Yeah.
I think everyone could learn from. An amazing attitude to life, to how to be. He came from absolutely nothing
Yeah.
to become, in my view, the greatest footballer there's ever been. Certainly the greatest goal scorer. And he's a great guy. He's great fun to be around. But just the mental strength to
Yeah.
deal with what he has to deal with, and to keep pushing himself at 40.
Yeah.
To continue to break records. As he always says, he doesn't go after breaking records. The records chase
Come to
him.
him. Wow.
Because he's left nothing to chance. He's done every single thing you could possibly want to do
Yeah.
to give himself the best chance of being the best. And it's incredibly admirable. I mean, I've lots of... Donald Trump is a good friend of mine. That sounds random, but I've known him 20 years. I won his Celebrity Apprentice show.
Yeah.
I then interviewed him many, many times, probably 30, 40 times. And there was a period when he was ringing me every 3 or 4 weeks.
Wow.
In the last since he got shot, we've spoken maybe 8, 9 times
Wow.
since then. And he's got unshakable self-confidence.
Really?
He's not everyone's cup of tea, nor am I. But he's got an incredible, unshakable self-belief,
Yeah.
Trump, which has barreled him into the White House twice now. And the second time was almost more extraordinary than the first.
Yeah.
Because he was dead and buried politically back in the aftermath of the January 6th riots and so on. Nobody ever thought he'd ever be back. And here he is now bestriding the world like a colossus again. And it's the power of self-belief, When everybody else doubted him, he backed himself. And I think that's the number one thing I try and. I've got 4 kids. Number one thing I try and instill in them: back yourself. Just back yourself. Try things. Don't worry about failing.
Yeah. I think both Donald Trump and Ronaldo reinvented themselves. And so did you, really, to a degree. Do you think it's important to reinvent yourself?
I think you have to do it through necessity.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's the option? So if you have a big, fall off a cliff moment, and I've had a few of those, they're always quite fun, actually. It's like watching your own death. Turn on the TVs, Morgan crushes, it's all over, and you're like laughing with your mates. I think that you don't really have a choice, or you let it. My favourite quote, my sons will laugh when they see this, but Rocky Balboa was one of my favourite characters in any movie ever, and I used to watch them all, and I still watch them every now and again when I'm bored. I love Rocky, and there's a clip in the 6th movie called Rocky Balboa where he's got this spoilt brat son in his 20s who hates being Rocky's son, but is entitled. He hasn't achieved anything himself. Blah blah blah. And Rocky finally has it out with him and says, your life is tough, right? It will beat you down and it will keep you down if you let it do that. And he said, life is not about winning, is not about punching people down or knocking people over. Yeah. It's about getting punched down, getting back up, and then keeping moving forward. Yeah. And if you can do that, that's how winning is done. And I can't remember the exact word, it was something like that. And I remember whenever I see that clip or joke about it with my sons, there's a real truth to that. The number of people I know who are very talented or just had a bit of bad luck or something happened to everyone has stuff happen to them, right?
Yeah.
If you interview anyone long enough, they've all had terrible things happen to them. It's life.
Yeah.
Terrible things are going to happen to you.
Yeah.
So you may as well just suck it up and then just say that's part of life and keep moving forward. Otherwise, if you sit in the corner crying all the time, A, no one really cares. And B, you're not going to have a very happy life. Yeah. So just accept life's tough, but it's more fun if you just accept that and barrel forward.
Are there any favorite books that you have on success or podcasts that you listen to?
Well, my favorite book, I've talked about this a few times, was a book called An Evil Cradling by Brian Keenan. Okay. So he was one of the 3 hostages in Beirut that were kidnapped in the mid-90s. Along with Terry Waite and John McCarthy. It was a huge global story at the time. Okay. And he was kept chained to a radiator for 5 years, in solitary for a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. And he wrote a book, and it was such a firebrand book of resilience in terrible adversity. And he told this story of how he had a radio set to the world service. And it was all he had. Wow. And one of the guards, just to be spiteful, turned it to static on full volume for 3 weeks. Wow. 24/7. Now think about how annoying static is for 20 seconds. Yeah. Now imagine 3 weeks in an underground dungeon when that's all you've got and there's no one else there. Wow. And he wrote about how he dealt with that. And I never forgot that anecdote. I remember thinking, wow, if he can come out of that and write a book with this fire and spirit and resilience, he can get through anything. Absolutely. I mean, short of death or terminal illness, you can get through anything. Mm-hmm. So I love that book for that reason. In a way, it is a book about success. It's about succeeding in the face of abject adversity.
And patience is very important too, right?
Yeah, well, especially when you have no choice. Yeah. Like he didn't, and he was chained to a radiator. Mm-hmm. I think you got to be patient, but to a point. I mean, patience has never been my strong point. A lot of people are overly patient. I like to crack on, right? And cut through the BS sometimes. Yeah. And just go, you're all waffling. I don't like meetings and things. Meetings are very boring.
Yeah, is it difficult to get a meeting with Piers Morgan?
Very difficult, because I'm allergic to them. Okay. So if you get a meeting with me, congratulations.
Yes. I've made it. Success. Have you ever felt intimidated in any of your interviews? Ever?
I remember doing an interview with President Ahmadinejad when he was running Iran in New York. And that was an intimidating atmosphere. Mm-hmm. He had about 30 henchmen around him. It was a big deal for me because I was the only journalist in New York who got the interview. And it was primetime CNN. I remember thinking, this is like one of those moments.
Intimidating moments.
It was an intimidating atmosphere. Yeah, other than that, not really. I don't. I mean, I never think anyone's that special compared to me.
Hmm.
It's about the self-belief thing. It's like
Love it.
they're all human beings.
Yeah.
They've all got lucky. They've made their luck, whatever. But actually, are they that much better than you? Invariably, not really.
Hmm.
They just happen to have found what they're great at and made the best of it, which is great.
Yeah.
But I never assume, oh, you're so much better than me, ever.
Hmm. Has there ever been an interview, Piers, where it's changed you personally, but the outside world hasn't seen that?
Well, it was only a short interview, but I remember getting an interview with Nelson Mandela.
Wow.
And it came about because he was doing a speech in London in 2003 about the Iraq War. And he was very opposed to it. And I was editing the Daily Mirror, and we'd run a campaign against the Iraq War. And he heard about this. And so it was a Red Cross event. So they put a tent up outside, and I got led through and put him beside the tent. And he walked in, and we were left together on our own for about 15, 20 minutes.
Wow.
And that was amazing. So I came away just incredibly moved by the fact that he was everything you would hope he would have been. Some people are very disappointing. You really
They say never meet your
really,
heroes.
well, yeah, in my experience, there's a lot of merit to that. Just keep your heroes at arm's length. But he was absolutely he had a twinkle in his eye. He was funny. He was sharp. He did a brilliant speech, eviscerating Bush and Blair for the Iraq War. And I remember thinking afterwards, wow, you have inspired me.
Wow.
And the inspiration, again, a little bit like Brian Keenan, but the inspiration was he spent 27 years in a 6x6 cell. And yet here he was without a trace of bitterness.
Wow.
He rather than exercise revenge on everyone who had incarcerated him, he went the opposite way and tried to make South Africa the great, diverse, multicultural power that it became after he got out. And, I just think that takes amazing,
Patience and grit and
an amazing personal strength to do that. So you kind of pick things up from interviews like that. You just pick up what's the overall inspiration from that guy, and it's really powerful.
Would you be vengeful?
Extremely.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily share Mandela's qualities. He has a great quote, which is, "It always seems impossible until it's done."
Yeah.
And I love that quote. And I do try and live by that. I definitely think there's always... I had a great manager, the late, great John Ferreton in LA. And he always used to say, never take no for an answer from someone in a company. Right? If you want to work somewhere or for somebody, then if someone is really shutting that door on you and saying, no, then find someone who'll say yes. Find someone who'll say yes. I thought that was really good advice too.
Absolutely.
If you want to work, for Virgin, right? You want to be the new you. Then my advice is just keep going, keep nagging till someone says yes. Persistence.
Yeah, persistence is key.
Yes.
So you were at the Arabian Media Summit. How was that?
Great. I had a really good time. Really enjoyed the conversation. Seemed to have made a few headlines.
Yeah.
Met a lot of interesting people. Clearly the media seems very alive and thriving in Dubai, and indeed the whole region. And I've had a really good time. Really enjoyed it.
Do you think Dubai could be the next media hub around the world?
Well, it's got the potential because apart from anything else, geographically, it's in a perfect position.
Yeah.
I mean, Dubai, you couldn't literally put a country in a better place.
Yeah.
And it's 2 billion people within a 4-hour flight, right? So it's amazing. So yeah, absolutely it could. And I think there's also been a relaxation in terms of journalists and their ability to do their job, which has been, from my point of view, very welcome. Since I've been here, no one's told me what to say or who to speak to or anything. And that's very, I like that. I think that shows how far the region's come in acknowledging if you want to be a global hub for the media, for politics, for whatever it may be, you've got to be prepared to let people speak their minds and do their jobs.
100%. Well, we look forward to seeing you
Thank
back
you.
very soon. If you could be remembered for one headline, Piers, what would it be?
For one headline of all my time when I was a newspaper editor, you mean? The Iraq War campaign was the thing I was probably proudest of, if I'm honest. We were the Labour supporting newspaper, so we would historically have supported Tony Blair.
Yeah.
And I just took a view this war was illegal, shouldn't be happening, unjustified, and it was a pretty gutsy thing for for the Labour supporting paper to go all in against the Labour Prime Minister on something as important as a war. Complicated in my case by the fact my own brother was fighting on the front line. So it was a very complicated thing for the family. But we did a few headlines there where, we did one that simply said no war.
Wow.
And it was a front page petition. And the biggest march in UK history happened the next day. 1.7 million people marched through London protesting against the Iraq War.
Yeah.
And when you see the pictures, like 1 in 3 or 4 is clutching a placard of our front page.
Wow.
No to war, where you signed the petition. So I think that was the most consequential one and the one I'm proudest of, because actually we should not have gone to war.
Yeah.
So we were right, and everybody knows that now.
Yeah.
And the fallout from that catastrophic war has been a disaster. Only now is it beginning to, people can move on. But for 20 years, it was a total fiasco. So I'd say that one, although my favorite one was my first day ever as an editor. First, I was editing the News of the World newspaper, biggest selling newspaper in the world. I'd been given the job by Rupert Murdoch at 28 years old. And I had a perfectly crafted paper with a big scandal on the front page about a senior military guy involved in some scandal. It had big sports exclusives, big everything. Everything was big. We'd really thrown the kitchen sink at getting a great first paper. And about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, breaking news happened that a man, naked from the waist down, with his lower area painted green, had parascended onto the roof of Buckingham Palace. And we had the only picture.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, what do I do? So I was sitting there like scrabbling, trying to think, what, I've got this perfect paper. What do I was like, rabbit in the headlights. And a young sub-editor went, boss, can I just say something? He said, how many times do you think this is ever going to happen again in your life? I went, never. He went, splash it. Yeah. So the splash was Bear He Is. And we had the only picture of this guy parascending onto the roof of Buckingham Palace.
Wow.
Painted half green. So Bear He Is would be the one that I'd have for fun.
And how does Piers Morgan want to be remembered?
As someone who added to the gaiety of the world. In other words, that I'd like, my glass is always half full.
Yeah.
I always think you've got to have fun amidst all the mayhem and the sadness of life. You've got to have fun. He worked hard, he played hard, he had a good time. I'd have no regrets. If I keeled over tomorrow, not a single regret. I'd be the Edith Piaf of media people, because I've always just tried to ride my luck, have fun, take a few chances, don't worry if they don't work. I'd like to be remembered as someone who just, when people think about me, they have a like half smile, or they want to kill me. But
very extreme.
But the enemy would be, he bores me. That would be, I can cope with anything apart from that. Okay. Please don't say I'm boring. I can deal with anything. Yeah. You can say I'm the most revolting human being to ever walk God's earth. Just don't call me boring.
Love that. I think you're the furthest thing from boring. Literally. Speaking of not boring. The Dubai chocolate.
I love this stuff.
We're gonna try it now.
Well, I actually tried some last night.
You did, but this one's going to go viral because it's the Dubai chocolate.
Oh, really? Yeah, but which
so this types? Is the pistachio. Yes.
Oh,
so this is the pistachio kanafa.
I think I had the pecan last night.
Oh, really? Oh, no. This is the one.
Okay.
This is what went viral, so I'll let you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that.
You have to break it like an influencer.
Yeah, well, that really didn't go very well, did it?
You can do it again.
Huh?
Here we go. Trying the viral Dubai chocolate with Piers Morgan. Thoughts?
I mean, you don't get a body like this eating chocolate, but as a rare treat, very nice.
These are limited to like 2 in London, 2 per person.
Really?
That's how viral they are.
Really?
Yeah, it's like exploded everywhere.
Really? They're very nice. I've got 10 bars. So I can make a few quid.
Okay, I think so. You need to sell those. Okay, we're going to do a quick rapid fire. Piers Morgan, the last book you read.
It was a book about Frank Sinatra by his bodyguard.
Oh, wow.
Actually riveting. Really enjoyed it, yeah.
Guilty pleasure TV show?
Succession.
Oh, yes.
And Yellowstone.
Okay, love that. Both of those. Most used emoji?
The crying with laughter one.
Okay. Definitely not boring.
Or the one like the face
Oh,
palm.
the face palm. Your go-to meal when you're in a rush?
Spaghetti bolognese.
The person you text the most?
Donald Trump. No.
I'm like, how often are you texting?
My kids. We have a group chat. So probably my kids. I think.
Do you ever do anything that they're like, Dad, stop being embarrassing?
Yes. Quite regularly. My daughter in particular is like, Dad, can you stop being so cringe?
Okay.
About pretty much everything I do.
Do they help you with your TikToks and things like that?
No, but what they do, just by their habits. So my kids are 31, 27, 24, 13.
Okay.
3 boys, older ones, and then a young girl. It was watching their habits that made me go fully into YouTube.
Wow.
I suddenly realised they don't watch television unless it's a streamer or sport or something.
Mm-hmm.
They don't read print newspapers. They don't obviously listen to vinyl music. Everything's digital in their world.
Everything's and immediate.
And YouTube is becoming the dominant thing in their lives. They watch everything through YouTube. So I was like, I'm watching them thinking, okay, that's the future.
Yeah. Wow. The song that's currently stuck in your head?
North London Forever, the Arsenal anthem.
Ah, the song. Okay.
Young kid called Louis Dunford. He wrote it, and it became like a sing along for a couple of games. And now it's like, oh, You'll Never Walk Alone that Liverpool have. It's amazing because Arsenal is really annoying me. Become second 3 times now.
Okay.
And there's nothing worse than coming second. I'd rather come last.
Yeah.
Than come second at anything. At anything.
Not competitive at all.
No, it's like people celebrate getting a silver medal at the Olympics. Why? You've lost. You've lost, and with
Tough
a little
crowd.
bit more effort, you'd have probably won gold. Right? If you come last, obviously you never had a chance.
Yes.
Silver's like the worst loser, isn't it? If you think about it.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Tough.
logically, if that person had tried a little bit harder,
They could have won gold.
exactly.
But they can only be one
Whereas if you
gold.
come 100th, there's never going to be any hope.
That's true. But you can. Not everyone can win gold, or can they?
Look, we are at the moment the perennial bridesmaid, never the, oh, are you getting married?
Yeah. I was always the bridesmaid all of a sudden.
And now you're
I'm
gonna be the bride.
Exactly. So.
I can't even imagine how bling your wedding's going to be. That
it'll
ring's
be
been
pretty.
blinding me the entire interview.
Do you listen to any pop songs at all? I mean, we're pop.
I do because my
station.
daughter's mad. Yeah, she loves Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift. I took my daughter to Taylor Swift.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I get on well with Taylor's publicist from the old days. So we went. She got us
Did you meet
tickets.
her? Did she?
No, but we sat in the Royal Box at Wembley and
Fabulous.
watched Taylor. I loved that. It was fun.
Yeah.
She's great. I mean, the ultimate pop star.
100%.
Sabrina Carpenter, though, was really good. And a guy called Benson Boone.
Oh yes, he's coming to the Formula One, by the way.
Right, so he came and his dad was sitting behind me and we had a real laugh and then Benson turned up.
Yeah.
And now he's just got bigger and bigger and bigger. But he was, at the time, her support.
He's a real showman as well.
Yeah, great guy. Very nice guy. He's a lovely family.
Tea or coffee?
I like both. I like to wake up, have a coffee, and then have a pot of tea.
Okay. What kind of coffee do you have?
In the UK, I like anything. I like Italian dark coffee.
Okay.
But the tea is absolutely specific. I can drink any kind of coffee, really, as long as
Okay.
it's strong.
Yeah.
But tea has to be Yorkshire Gold.
Okay.
Has to be. Otherwise,
With
I won't
milk?
drink it. Oh, yeah. And you always have to put the milk in the mug first.
Yes.
People always get this wrong. You cannot possibly determine the correct colour and texture of tea until you've got milk with it,
Okay.
just by definition.
Mm-hmm.
So all these people who put the tea in first and then add the milk, it's like, no, it's not. It's too late. The tea's then in the mug.
So you need to put the milk first?
Milk first, and then you pour a little bit of tea. If it comes out the right colour and thing,
Okay.
it's stewed just long enough.
Yes.
About 4.5 minutes.
Okay. Yorkshire tea, what brand?
Yorkshire Gold.
Yorkshire Gold.
There's a Yorkshire as well, which is
Okay.
the less strong one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yorkshire.
I tell you, who told me
Gold.
that. Patrick Stewart from Star
Really?
Trek.
Oh wow.
Sir Patrick.
Okay. That's his.
He said
choice.
once you go Yorkshire Gold, you never go back.
And it's true.
He's absolutely right.
Definitely trying that.
Mm.
The first job you ever had?
I was worked as a security guard in an auction gallery,
Wow.
age 17.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I spent that summer bagging up mushroom compost with my army brother
Wow.
in a steaming hot summer in a field,
Wow.
which was one of the worst jobs any human being
Could have.
could possibly do.
Wow.
And I thought then, I need to chase my dream of being a journalist very, very quickly.
Ooh. Did anyone ever try and deter you from that? Did anyone ever doubt you?
No, my mum did everything. You know, my dad, I mean, they were always just, whatever we wanted to do, they helped us, encouraged us, and then it's down to you.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's down to you, though.
Yeah.
You can have all the people encouraging you like, but you've got to believe in yourself, and if you want to do something, go and get it. People aren't going to just hand it to you on a plate. Life doesn't work like that.
Maybe the secret is the strong tea.
I think it is.
The last time you laughed till you cried?
I think I was watching Ricky Gervais's last Golden Globes hosting thing. It's only about 8-9 minutes, I think, the clip. And he posted it again, which he does occasionally. And I was just sitting at home on my own, and I started watching him ripping into all these celebrities. It is one of the funniest 10 minutes you'll ever have. I was crying with laughter. It's just so awkward and hilarious and brilliant, yeah.
I could see you hosting like a Grammys or a Golden Globes or Oscars.
Yeah, but the trouble is, I would also want to go down the Ricky Gervais route and just take the mickey out of everybody. And of course, they don't like it.
Yeah.
They've all got massive egos. They just don't like it. That's why Ricky hasn't hosted since.
Yeah.
Because they just don't want him ripping them to pieces, even though we all think it's hilarious.
Yeah. Such an absolute pleasure, Piers. And finally, for anyone who is struggling right now and they want to succeed and do better and find their dreams, what would be your...
Get out there and get it. What are you waiting for? Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Dust yourself down. Go get it. But work out what it is you want.
Yeah.
And try a few things. And then it'll just suddenly happen. You know, good things... The old thing, good things come to those who wait, is nonsense.
Yeah.
Good things come to those who go and get it.
Mm-hmm.
So go and get it. Chase your dream. Live your passion. Then it's not work. Then you have a great life.
Fabulous. Love that. Thank you so much once again, Piers Morgan.
Thank you.